right. Oh, now we're on air. Welcome, everybody, to the June 17th Fargo Public Library Board of Directors meeting. We're going to take roll count first, so.
Good afternoon, John Rodenbach.
Wanda Minglecook.
Kristen Schipper.
Jenna Reno.
Hannah James.
Paul Jensen.
All right, thank you. We will just move into our first order, first agenda item, which is approve the order of the agenda. Do we,
I'll make a motion to approve.
thank you.
Second. Oh, ladies first.
Oh, thank you. I'll second.
All right, any discussion? All right, so all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Yes.
And any opposed? Oh, I forgot to check. Do we have anyone on the phone?
No.
No, okay, perfecto. Okay, agenda item number 2 is the minutes of the May 20th meeting, and do we have a motion to approve the minutes as written?
I'll motion to approve the minutes of meeting.
I will second.
Okay, and any discussion on the minutes from last month? All right, and all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And any opposed? Okay. Public comment? No? Okay. Staff report from Megan.
Hello. You have my report in your packets. First thing is not an error per se, but maybe jumping the gun. I said that auto renewal was coming in July. That may be pushed back a little bit as we work out some kinks, but we're working on it. It is something that we plan to roll out soon, where your books and materials will automatically renew without you having to call the library or go online and do it yourself. I wanted to mention that the summer reading program started at the beginning of last week. We had about 400 people come to the kickoff event that was out here with the color run and the music and everything. So far, we have about 1,500 people signed up. So again, that is being done through the Beanstack app again this year. I encourage you all to take part either on your own or with your kids. If you look through my report, you'll notice there's a lot of 1970s themed events. That is connected to the opening of a time capsule. So next Thursday, the 26th, in the plaza between the library and the Civic Center, we, along with the rest of the city, will be opening up a time capsule that was buried during the Fargo-Moorhead Centennial celebration in 1975. That event will have 70s music, kids' activities, food vendors starting at 4. The opening of the time capsule will be at 5. So to go along with that, we have events for kids and adults. There is a tie-dye event for kids with sessions at all 3 library locations, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week. This coming Saturday, we're having a fashion show at the main library at 1. That's in conjunction with the Fargo-Moorhead Community Theater. There's going to be outfits, music, and the Midwestern classic salads that aren't really salads that were so big during the 70s. And then next Saturday, we'll be hosting a showing of the Brady Bunch movie and creating a disco mushroom craft. I'm not entirely sure what that all entails, but it sounds like fun. And the last thing I want to mention is some crafting events we have coming up for both teens and adults. Our adult crafting events are always super popular, so we're trying to get that involved in some of the younger age groups too. So this month, next Tuesday at Carlson, they are doing needle felting, and there's a session in the afternoon for teens and then one in the evenings that's open for teens and adults. And then in July, they're doing a similar thing with dyeing silk scarves. That's at the Northport Library, and there's one session for just teens and then one session on a different day in July for both teens and adults. Does anybody have any comments or questions for me?
All right, thanks, Megan.
Oh, it looks good.
All right, since no questions, we'll move on to agenda item number 5, which is Tim's director's report.
Yeah, for your packet, you can see a lot of stuff going on, a lot of meetings with my team, doing quarterly check-ins with my folks. Also, the repainting of the interior of Northport is set for the end of September. end of August, early September, so we're excited about that. A lot of discussions, things that, in terms of security at Maine, hoping to keep that conversation front and center as we continue to work on that, if anybody has any questions.
All right, no questions. Agenda item number 6 is unfinished business, which we have none of. So moving along to number 7 agenda item, new business. Jim?
Yeah, I had hoped to have a little more information in regards to where the 2026 budget is. The city's still working with the state to kind of figure out where the revenue situation is, and every conversation that I've had, and we had like the city cabinet retreat to talk about that. At that point, the estimate was looking at based on estimated revenue for 26, and what departments were asking for was a deficit around $6.5 million. That was preliminary. Obviously, they're continuing to work and obviously identify priorities for 2026 and what that would look like. So I don't have any specifics about what it means to us other than every conversation that I've had with city administration that the cuts will have to be significant, kind of looking at what folks are asking for and how that will be prioritized and what will not be funded and where will the resources come from to fund the stuff that will be prioritized. So unfortunately, it's, hurry up and wait, and we're still kind of waiting at this point.
All right, thank you. Any questions on the budget? So nothing to vote on. All right, agenda item number 8, we'll move along to statistical reports.
Yeah, May usage, you can see it there. Looking at kind of year-to-date in terms of attendance, down 5% over last year. Exciting thing on the program attendance, you can see that's 16% up over last year, year-to-date this year. Volunteer hours year-to-date this year up 13% over last year. Internet sign-up down 14% year-to-date in comparison with last year. Web page hits down 23% over last year. In terms of circulation, what is interesting is that the number for May, for this past May of 2025, you see that there of 87,544. And that's a new record for the month of May since we opened all 3 locations, beating out last year's record number. So it kind of ebbs and flows. Again, the big growth obviously is electronic and audio and e-audio books. But circulation still year to date is down just about 4% over last year. If anybody has any questions.
Just one question. When the auto renewal starts, will those auto renewals count towards circulation numbers?
I think they'll count towards renewals.
Renewals, okay. Is that,
That's on there,
okay.
near the bottom of the second page.
Oh, got
There
it.
we are.
Thank you. All right, any questions on usage? All right, we can move on to financials.
Yeah, looking at donation summary through May, the $1,848, that was from annual gift through Benevity, which is kind of a designated from individuals off from their salary. So we want to thank them for that. The $32,178, 26,260 of that was the endowment funds designated by the board for the carpet and other things. 2,318 again was for the summer reading program kickoff. Thanks to the friends, Marissa, for that. That was a wonderful success, as Megan mentioned. Well over 400 people there attending that, and also 3,600 from the Friends for Northern Narrative / Northern Focus. On the expenditure side, the billboard, the $200 is for billboard ads for Northern Narrative, so thanks to Friends again. $875 was for the reupholstery furniture, I mentioned per the endowment funds. And $393 for summer reading program supplies. Thank you again, Friends, for that. And $30 for Way to Go cards for staff acknowledgement. Again, thank you, Friends, for making that possible for the staff.
All right, any questions for Tim on the May financials?
Well, that's just the donations.
Oh, sorry.
I can go
We
through
got
the
more to
rest.
go.
But if anybody has questions about
Don't
donations,
mind me.
it's fine. With 42% of the year lapse, you can see that we're just over 40% expended, so keeping it in line that way, always continue to monitor.
Just as gifts continue to come in and become a little bit more sophisticated, whatever that may look like, whether it's a higher dollar amount or a different vehicle, we want to be prepared for that and just show stewardship to our donors and just have a formalized policy on how we recognize and handle those gifts. So that was passed at our June meeting. We were also able to fund the Jazz into fall for about $2,000, and we're proud to be able to fund the entirety of that. And I believe we did that in '24 as well. So just a report and update on funding. And then one of the other things that we're looking forward to is we are setting our October book sale dates, and we plan to have that all set in stone here for our July meeting. Right. Any questions at all?
Are you still looking for book donations?
Yes, always.
Okay.
Yeah. You can definitely just pop on by. You could call us beforehand, or otherwise we're mostly staffed. So
Okay.
yeah. Anything big you want to drop off? We're doing some spring cleaning.
Spring cleaning.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Any other questions for me? All right. Thank
Just a
you.
big thank you, Marissa.
Yeah.
And to all
Big
the
thank
friends.
you. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, agenda item number 10 is our next regular meeting is Tuesday, July 15th. And with that, our meeting is adjourned.